This is Lisa Murkowski, Chairman of the Energy and Natural Resources Committee, with Murkowski's Message podcast. So hello to everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the first episode of Murkowski's Message. This is Lisa Murkowski. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you. As many of you know, I represent an incredible state, great state of Alaska, and I represent in the United States Senate. I serve on several different committees, appropriations, health, education, labor and pensions, Indian affairs, but I have created this new podcast in my capacity as the chairman of the Energy and Natural Resources Committee. I've been a member of this committee since I first came to the Senate back in 2003, and so it is an honor and a privilege to be able to serve as chairman for the past now almost 5.5 years. So the Energy and Natural Resources Committee, we refer to it as ENR. It's one of about 20 permanent committees in the Senate. We've got a total of 20 members, so 1/5 of the Senate serves on our committee. Those members come from 20 different states. We have folks from the west, out in Arizona, up to North Dakota, all the way over to Maine. So we've got a pretty broad reach amongst our committee members. We've got jurisdiction over the Department of Energy, the Department of the Interior, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, the Forest Service. These are just a few of the entities that we have oversight over as we help shape the nation's energy policies, our electricity markets, and how our federal lands meet their multiple use mission. So obviously we would focus on national parks and our national forests, but we do so much when it comes to promoting research and production of conventional and renewable energy. Many people don't appreciate the role that we have with our territories, but the committee also has responsibility and oversight for territorial policy. So this covers Puerto Rico, Guam, American Samoa, Palau, and the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. So we've got a pretty broad reach. I'm recording this podcast in late April, so we're all in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. And what I was hoping to do was start this series in order to share more of what our committee does each week. I think we all recognize that our communication is more challenged than normal right now. And so as we're continuing to navigate the pandemic and the impact on the country, I'm hopeful that through this weekly podcast, it'll be a source of news and information to you. I'll also be using this as a platform to share what's happening back home in my home state in Alaska. In fairness, the Alaska Congressional Delegation spends a lot of our time educating our fellow members in Congress and people around the country about the state of Alaska. We're a young state. We are thousands of miles from Washington, D.C., small in population, and I think oftentimes many of the issues that we're dealing with on a national basis, there's always a little bit of a one-off when it comes to application in Alaska. And so being able to explain our unique aspects as a state and some of the challenges and the opportunities that we face is again part of what I want to share with you by way of this podcast. In future episodes, I expect you'll hear not just from me, but also from other committee members and some of our cabinet secretaries. You'll be hearing from our hearing witnesses once we're able to get our scheduled committee meetings back up again. We'll also be inviting administration officials. You'll also have an opportunity to meet Alaskans who will share more about our resources and our resourcefulness as a state. So this podcast is probably going to be one of the shorter ones that you'll have an opportunity to hear as I'm just kind of introducing what will come next. But to kind of give you a sense of what that will include, I plan on having my good friend and my ranking member, Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia, on an upcoming episode. On some others, we will talk through the latest on oil markets and things like how we can rebuild our domestic supply chains through greater mineral security. So plenty to talk about, lots to share. So thank you for listening to this first episode of this new podcast. We'll be posting new episodes about every couple of weeks. So look out for more in the near future. Thanks so much. Be well.